The hunter's wife gasped when she saw it. "No!" she cried, her hands over her mouth. The children shrank back, fear in their eyes. The hunter ignored them, his face unreadable, as he plucked the bird's feathers. He chopped the birds into pieces, humming to himself as he walked. "Tonight we will eat it," he said coldly. Once upon a time, the night was heavy with mist, and the forest whispered secrets only the wind could understand. In the heart of a quiet village, a hunter sharpened his arrows under the flickering glow of a lantern. His face was hard, his brows furrowed deep, as if life itself had carved them there. Inside his hut, his wife and 3 children sat stiffly, speaking in whispers, afraid of his sharp temper. Even the crackle of fire seemed careful not to disturb him. He was a man of few words, but when he spoke, his voice cut like a blade, commanding obedience from everyone under his roof. That night, his piercing eyes turned towards his eldest son. "You," he barked, "tomorrow you will hunt. Bring back something worthy. Do not return empty-handed." The boy swallowed hard, nodding. His hands trembled slightly as he polished his father's old bow. The other 2 children watched him with pity. They knew too well the rots that followed failure. Morning broke, grey and cold. The boy then set off into the forest, his heart pounding louder than the rustling leaves. He walked for hours, peering into every shadow, searching for a sign of life. He saw footprints, heard distant rustlings, but the forest seemed easily empty. Then he heard it. A song, soft, sweet, and haunting. He followed the sound, weaving through thick vine until he saw it. A small bird perched on a low branch, its feathers patterned with strange white and gold markings. The boy froze. He had never seen such beauty. The bird tilted its head, its voice carrying a melody that made him forget his father's orders for a moment. His heart softened. "How can I kill something so perfect?" he whispered. He lowered his bow and turned back. When he returned home empty-handed, his father's roar shook the hut. "Useless boy!" the hunter shouted, striking the ground with his staff. "You shame me!" He cursed his son with words that burned like fire. So, the next morning, he sent his second son, a quiet boy with sharp eyes. The boy walked through the forest, determined to please his father. Hours passed. The bird's song floated through the trees again, drawing him near. The moment he saw it, he felt his heart twisted. It was too beautiful to harm, too innocent. He turned away, whispering a prayer to protect the creature. So, when he returned home empty-handed, his father's anger was worse than a storm. The curses fell again, heavy and bitter. On the 3rd day, the youngest child, a small girl with gentle hands, was sent. He carried his father's catapult, but her steps were slow. She heard the song before she saw the bird, and when it appeared, glowing softly in the darkening light, tears filled her eyes. She couldn't even lift her weapon. She whispered to it as though it could understand. "Stay safe." Then she left the forest. When she returned with nothing, her father's fury filled the house like smoke. He cursed them all, his words laced with venom, and his wife stood in the corner, silent tears in her eyes. That evening, the wife quietly approached her husband. "That bird, my husband, is no ordinary bird. The elders speak of it. They say it is sacred, and that whoever harms it bring ruin upon their home." The hunter scoffed, his voice like a growl. "Old wives' tale," he spat. "I am a man, not a coward frightened by songs and feathers." She said no more, but her heart sank like a stone. The next morning, before anyone else woke, the hunter took his catapult and set off into the forest. The mist clung to his clothes, but his steps were steady. The bird's song came to him like a challenge. He followed it with narrow eyes. His heart hardened against fear. When he saw it, He smirked. So, this is the creature that makes coward of my children? He muttered. Without hesitation, he aimed at it and fired it. The bird let out a cry that echoed through the forest like a morning song, and then it fell. He carried it home triumphantly, its lame body swinging from its hand. In the hut, his wife gasped when she saw it. "No!" she cried, her hands over her mouth. The children shrank back, fear in their eyes. The hunter ignored them, his face unreadable as he plucked its feathers. He chopped the bird into pieces, humming to himself as he walked. "Tonight," he said coldly, "we will eat." The pot puddled over the fire as he threw in the meat, followed by handfuls of pepper, onions, and spices. The rich smell filled the hut, but no one felt hungry. His wife watched silently, her heart pounding. She wanted to warn him again, but his sharp glare silenced her. When the soup was nearly ready, he lifted the pot lid with satisfaction. "Perfect," he murmured, but when he placed the lid back and turned away, a strange sound filled the room, a fluttering, soft at first, then frantic. He then rushed back to the pot and lifted the lid again. The pieces of meat were gone. In its place, the bird stood whole, its feathers gleaming wet and bright. Its eyes glowed like coals as it beat its wings furiously. Before he could react, the bird flapped its wings, splashing the boiling peppered broth into his face. The hunter screamed, clutching his eyes as pain stirred through him. He stumbled back, knocking over the pot. The smell of spices thick in the air. The family rushed to him, but it was late. His eyes were milky white, and he wailed, "I cannot see! I am blind!" His wife fell to her knees, tears streaming down her face. The children wept, and the bird, now free, flew out of the window, disappearing into the dark sky. Days passed. The hunter sat in darkness, helpless. His anger melted into sorrow. He called his children one by one, his voice breaking. "Forgive me," he whispered. I cursed you. I cursed your kindness. I was wrong." His wife sat beside him, holding his hand as he cried. And so the hunter changed. He learned that strength was not in anger, but in gentleness. The bird was never seen again, but his songs sometimes drifted through the forest, reminding them all that kindness has power and cruelty carries a price. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to like and follow for more interesting stories.